How's it going, everybody? Too Spooky here. In today's video, we're going to be continuing our little series about the different individual Akatsuki members. And in this video, we are going to be counting down 10 facts about Orochimaru. He may not have been an Akatsuki member when we were introduced to the organization, but he was one of the original 10 members of Nagato's Akatsuki, so I felt he definitely needed to be included in this series. And considering so many of you suggested Orochimaru, you know I had to make this one happen either way. So thank you to everyone who suggested this video, and without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Orochimaru himself is based on a character from Japanese folklore, specifically from the tale of the gallant Jiraiya, which is also where Jiraiya and Tsunade got their names as well. In that story, the character Orochimaru was based off of was a student of Jiraiya's named Yashigoro. Then later on in the story, Yashigoro was corrupted by snake magic, where he then took on the name Orochimaru. The snake magic aspect in question is also why the Orochimaru we know has many different techniques based on snakes, and for that matter why Orochimaru himself is based on snakes. Number 2. Similar to how Orochimaru himself was based on Japanese folklore, another aspect of both the story and Orochimaru's techniques is based on some more Japanese folklore. To be a little bit more specific, the Totsuka sword being used by the god Susanoo to slay the 8-headed and 8-tailed snake Yamata no Orochi, sometimes also depicted as a dragon. Anyhow, in Naruto Shippuden, Itachi used his Susanoo along with the sword of Totsuka to seal away Orochimaru while he was using his 8 branches technique, which is essentially a technique that transformed Orochimaru into a gigantic 8-headed snake. And it was also mentioned to be Orochimaru's most powerful snake-related technique. So along with Orochimaru's 8 branches technique being based on the 8-headed snake we just talked about, the Susanoo is also based on the god that slayed this snake with a sword that also appeared in Naruto. So as you can see, the Naruto story and a lot of its characters took a lot of inspiration from Japanese folklore. Number 3. A little something that I found interesting was the fact that Orochimaru, of all people, was the one responsible for creating the infamous Mecha Naruto. I feel like some of you probably already knew that if you've watched the anime filler, but for those of you who don't know, Mecha Naruto was a filler-only creation that was originally designed by Kishimoto specifically for the video game Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution, and it also appeared in Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. However, its popularity from the games meant it would eventually make its way into Naruto Shippuden's legendary filler episodes. But like I said at the beginning, in the anime, Orochimaru was the unfortunate soul who created this abomination. Apparently, Orochimaru created it as an experiment to mimic the demonic statue of the Outer Path, along with planning to use it to capture Kurama as a method of interfering with the Akatsuki's plans. So if you're Mecha Naruto's #1 fan, you have Orochimaru to thank for that. Number 4. There's been a little bit of a mix-up when it comes to Orochimaru's actual height. As a genin, Orochimaru was 150 centimeters tall or 5 foot 2 inches tall. However, in Studio Pierrot's animation notes, Orochimaru was noted to be 179.5 centimeters tall, when in actuality, the databooks put him at 179.4 centimeters tall. So a fraction of a centimeter is where an apparent mix-up comes in. And in the Naruto Shippuden part of the series, Orochimaru comes in at 172 centimeters tall or 5 feet 6 inches tall, which is likely due to Orochimaru switching bodies. His weight, on the other hand, is 63.9 kilograms or 141 pounds in part 1 of the series, and in Shippuden he weighs 57.3 kilograms or 126.3 pounds. So he also lost a bit of weight. In addition to that, his blood type is B, which he also happens to share with his fellow Sannin, Jiraiya and Tsunade. Number 5. Something you may not have realized was that Orochimaru was the one who, along with help from Kabuto, created the Hidden Sound Village, which he did for 2 different reasons. Firstly, so people could find individuality away from the 5 dominant countries, but also so he could collect different assorted ninja for his experiments in his quest to acquire all knowledge knowledge and techniques. The individuals who would later inhabit this village were the various ninja who were of course loyal to Orochimaru, but they were also generally individuals whom Orochimaru had done some sort of experiment on or some sort of body modifications on. Anyway, after the Fourth Great Shinobi War, at some point before the events taking place in Boruto, Orochimaru made the Hidden Sound Village a legitimate shinobi village due to his new interest in the natural development of people, along with his truce with Konoha. So although the Sound Village started out as a little bit of a sham, it later became a legitimate and possibly respected shinobi village. So good on you, Orochimaru. Number 6. Orochimaru's birthday is October 27th. In part 1 of the series, he is 51 years old, and in Shippuden, he is 54 years old. His exact age in Boruto is currently unknown. Something interesting I also wanted to mention is that Orochimaru's main goal was to obtain all the knowledge in existence, and to actually achieve something so impossible, Orochimaru would need to of course become immortal, which after many grueling experiments, immortality for Orochimaru was seemingly possible through the curse marks he later developed. Well, during an interview panel with Kishimoto a few years back, a fan asked him if Orochimaru did in fact achieve immortality, to which Kishimoto confirmed that Orochimaru did in fact achieve immortality, and he could outlive any character in the series if he wanted to. Number 7. Orochimaru's favorite food is eggs, while his least favorite foods are anything cold. And if that's not interesting enough for you, I think it's also interesting to note that while Orochimaru was a Konoha ninja, he completed a massive 1,468 missions in total, which can further be broken down to 16 D rank, 332 C rank, 521 B rank, 491 A rank, and 108 S rank.
So moral of this fact, D-rank missions are for pussies.
Number 8! I briefly mentioned this in a separate video about the Akatsuki's rings, but Orochimaru was technically still a member of the Akatsuki, even after leaving the organization. The reason for this is because apparently to truly be a member of the Akatsuki, you needed to have possession of one of the 10 rings. For instance, Tobi or Obito wasn't able to be officially recognized as a member of the organization until he gained possession of Sasori's ring. Because Orochimaru took his ring with him, he was never able to be replaced in the organization. And because Orochimaru still had possession of the ring, the Akatsuki were never able to recruit a 10th member. Because of that, Orochimaru was technically still a member of the Akatsuki up until his supposed death at the hands of Sasuke when he no longer had possession of the ring. One of the most debated aspects about Orochimaru is whether or not he is a male or female. And the answer to that is Orochimaru is male, female, both, and neither. It's a bit complicated. Orochimaru was of course born a male, so if you wanted to stop there as a definite answer, I wouldn't blame ya. But down the line, as Orochimaru began taking on different host bodies, he has also been shown to have taken the body of at least one female, which would then make Orochimaru a female, right? Or would that make him both because he's literally a male in a female's body? Or would that somehow make him neither or both? I don't f***ing know, man. Either way, above all else, no matter what the true answer may be, at one point for sure, Orochimaru was technically a female. But in my personal opinion, I would say he is predominantly a male. And the moment that you've all been waiting for, number 10. Orochimaru wasn't actually conjured up by Kishimoto himself. Instead, he was suggested to Kishimoto by his editorial team. Kishimoto believes that the series itself started to gain a lot of attention throughout the Chunin exams, due to it being a tournament and the audience being curious as to who would win. Kishimoto planned on having the exams conclude without any enemy conflict, with Shikamaru ending up as the winner. However, his editorial team wanted Kishimoto to introduce a villain character who would end up interrupting the exams, mainly because there was no clear-cut villain character in the series at the time, except for maybe Gaara. Kishimoto, although a bit disappointed, eventually gave in, and subsequently created and introduced Orochimaru. As far as how he developed Orochimaru's appearance, he intentionally made Orochimaru very snake-like and flamboyant to help the audience identify him as a strong and confident villain character, also giving him a very sick and pasty look to help exaggerate his terrifying facial expressions, which are done to make him just that much more off-putting and villainous. While Orochimaru may not be one of my personal favorite villains in the Naruto franchise, I do have to admit he is a very well-written character, and arguably one of the best villains in the series. Without Kishimoto's editorial team, he likely wouldn't even exist, so it's them we have to thank for this magnificent character. Although editors can sometimes cause a lot of problems for mangaka and fans alike, they also sometimes bring some of our favorite characters to life. And in Orochimaru's case, even if he wasn't actually immortal, he'll forever be immortalized in our minds as one of the greatest anime villains in existence. But there you have it, everybody, 10 facts about Orochimaru. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and hopefully you learned something new. If you did, make sure to decimate that like button. But that is not all. If you smack that like button right now, there's a 0.0006% chance that you, and I mean you, will become immortal. The chances may be slim, but you know damn well that immortality is worth the chance. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified about the next Akatsuki video. Because if you haven't noticed, we only have one member left in this series, which is Zetsu. However, after our series finally concludes with Zetsu, I do plan on making a different type of video related to the Akatsuki that you won't want to miss. But that's all I'm gonna say about it at this given time, so you've got something to look forward to in the future. With that, also make sure to follow me on Twitter so you don't miss out on any news related to the channel. Anyways guys, if you cannot get enough Akatsuki related content, be sure to click here for 10 facts about Obito Uchiha, or click here for an explanation of the Akatsuki's rings. Thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you all soon with a new video.